Election season is now in full swing, with 30 political parties currently in the race and are hosting rallies, producing political jingles, and having meet and greets to further convince Guyanese citizens that they are the best choice to govern the country. In a recent interview, Headline News spoke to the former mayor of Linden and APNU member Corwyn Holland. He believes that based on their track record, the coalition is the best choice for the nation's youth. What are the thoughts of the youth in Linden, more so about your governments? Are they disgruntled? Are they satisfied? Are they happy with what they're seeing? Do they want continuous change? Is there something more they want in the government? What are the talks from the youths?
Okay, now the voting bloc are young people who were there 5 years ago. The voting bloc, they remember what happened, let's say from 2015, 2010, 2015. And they remember clearly the attitude and the behavior of the People's Progressive Party. So, speaking to many young persons in Linden and across Guyana, because yesterday I was in Berbice, and you can hear the young people. You can see the rejection of the PPP. I questioned and I asked why. One of the things these young people are saying, they remember their fellow youth who were killed. They remember those days when young people could not have gone outside of their yard. A short while ago, I was speaking to a young lady who was saying that she wants to ensure that there is peace. She's running a little salon and she's alone in the salon. And she said, I can be free, I can, but once, if it was before, I had to lock up. All right. I could not have had my door open, etc. So there's a better atmosphere here and now. Young people are getting programs through the government. In the indigenous communities, you have the HES program, and you have lots of programs for the young people of Guyana. They're getting access to loans, they're getting access to grants, they're getting access to scholarship. Young people in Guyana are being placed in the diplomatic corps, in the embassies. And this is the first time in Guyana's history you have such a large amount of young people within the consulates and the embassies abroad. I don't know if that is something you thought of. Yes. If you check the record, you will see that there are large amounts of youth who are sent abroad to represent this nation, who are coming through the foreign service or joining the foreign service. So these are things in terms of scholarships. Now you have a fair distribution of scholarships and persons getting access to scholarship. No longer they're looking at the color of your skin or your ethnicity, but now you're getting a fair distribution or grants of scholarships around.
So you're saying the young people, they generally fear they go back to the dark
Yes,
days if the PPP becomes the next, rules this
yes.
country.
And that
What's
wouldn't happen. It's also an indictment against the PPP coming from the youth of this country because remember a few months ago or just a year plus ago, the PPP were fighting to prevent young people from registering to vote. Do you remember that? They were trying to prevent the youths of the nation from voting in Guyana, which is their democratic right.
Do you wish or have any regrets? Let's just say that the government should have done more, or you wish something more should have been done, or this shouldn't have been done when the government was in power.
Well, if the only thing I wish is that they could have taken a stronger stance against the moles. When I say the moles, I speak of the persons who continue to deny the communities of development, persons who are loyal to themselves and who are loyal to the PPP, a party, instead of being loyal to the people who elected them to serve.
I think you have that problem in local government elections.
Yes, that is the
Yes.
problem. And right now it's happening where you have persons, especially within the NDCs, and most of the NDCs are controlled by the People's Progressive Party. And the problem you have there is that they are following the advice of the leaders, Barajagdi and others, who are encouraging them or discouraging them from being good participants within the local government organ. They do not attend training sessions. He stops them from going to programs and participating if a government ministry or someone is an official is coming to the region to further development and look at development work. They would try to stop progress. They will not participate. And in actual fact, in many of these NDCs, they are denying and withholding development projects. And they are doing
Because they
this
want to show
because
that
they want to say the
the
coalition
government is
government is
not
not
doing
doing
anything.
anything. But it is not the coalition's government doing there. It's
Because
the locality, the local body that's responsible for the local development. Of course, there's oversight. And this government has not been injecting its power and its will on localities. They
Because a
didn't
lot of
institute.
persons will still be blaming the government when they're not seeing development happen because they
Yeah.
often do a lot of stories. Person call, okay, the road is being neglected, we don't have any street lights, and they're wondering why this is not happening. So you're
It's
saying
the
the
role of
government,
the NDCs
the
and the
NDC,
localities.
but
Yeah.
as you're saying,
It's complex. It's complex. So if people understand the system of government, we have the three tiers of government. We have the central, the regional, and the municipal, or we have the NDCs and so on. Now, if the three work closer together, you'll have better service. That's the reason the framers set the system as such. But because of political partisanship, we find the persons are not cooperating. Guyana is not a mature political society. Guyana is still in the I not primitive, but Guyana still has a far way to go to be politically mature, where we can see past certain things and be focused on development, irrespective of which party you serve.
for Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.